Hi, Jeff here to share with you my energy medicine toolkit, which I carry around in this lovely little blue box. So I just thought I'd show you some of the things I carry around. Some of these laminated sheets just share for reminders for myself, some of the things like that the 5 elements can be represented by the fingers of the hand, and each of those have an emotion tied with those, and how, so if someone is dealing with a certain emotion type, dealing with or knowing the finger or the meridians that run through that can be quite helpful in knowing what to work with in a session that way. The Chinese body clock, which has a 24-hour cycle in that each meridian has a 2-hour window where it's really primed up, charged up. But also referencing that, you can find, oh, well, if someone is always experiencing like a headache at like this time of day, I could reference the body clock and go, oh, geez, at 4 o'clock every day you're experiencing this. That time frame in there is tied with the bladder. So maybe we got to do some work in and around the bladder meridian to help with that issue because of that time. Tapping system. If you experience pain in different regions of the body, there are zones on the front and the back of the body that are referenced there, and these are just reminders for me to know where to identify or find some of those acupoints quickly on the hands and the ankles to reference the front of the body and the back of the body. Sometimes if people are kind of really wound up, it might include something like an essential oil. So I sometimes carry different oils in the toolbox, but Peace and Harmony is the name of this one, and that's a pretty easy go-to. Some folks really need some more hands-on work, so I often will or can work with some massage as well, and that can come through my own hands, but the sake of a little mini tennis ball like that would be for massaging or compressing that into a certain area where more pressure might be needed to be isolated or intensified. The tuning forks, so I have 3 tuning forks in the kit. So I have just a regular tuning fork. And this one is a 174 hertz fork. And the hockey puck is then to activate the tuning fork during the session. So you can hear that there. There's your 174 hertz tuning fork. Then I have a couple of weighted tuning forks, so weights on the end, and this one here is the 144 hertz tuning fork, and those could be activated off a puck or off your hand, and those have some different properties as well that we work with, helping disrupt and break up energy or move energy around the body, especially in the auric field. Or if it work with the boot attachment, it can be right on the body. You might find a space or a place where you want to work on an injury site and be more specific and have the boot of the fork transition some of that energy in through and to. The sonic slider, this one with a handle extender, will offer a greater surface area coverage if you were to run that fork after it's activated along a meridian line or an arm or whatever injury site might be there. Excuse me. Also for Rattle. So Rattle can be quite helpful for breaking up or moving energy around the body. Someone that has a lot of pessimism or negativity might come around the body. Knowing where those things might be stored in the body, you might work with a rattle to help shake things or move things out of the body. So there's a rattle for that. I also work with some light therapy as well. Well, we know there's value. If you think of chakras, they tend to have a color to them. So it's this light therapy here. I can apply that, lay that right on the body of the individual, and whatever color might be suited for that the individual in that time frame could be used. So there's some light therapy. Also work with magnets as well. So every magnet's going to have a north pole and a south pole. So I've just labeled these magnets. This one just has an S. All of these have a marking. And these ones are marked with N. There's several different ones there. So with a magnet, you could think of the south side of a magnet, if that were to be on the flesh, that is drawing energy out of that space or place. And if you think of the north side of the magnet being on the flesh, that is directing energy into that space or into that zone. And so you're putting energy in, or you can use the magnet to help pull energy out for different healing properties, or the placement of the magnets in and around an injury site. So there's those magnets. Often under the table as I'm working with clients. This is a new addition to my toolkit. I had a piece of rose quartz that it was a little bit bulky and not as easy to fit in a kit. I found this wonderful, beautiful little pyramid, which has some wonderful properties as well. With a pyramid shape, you think of the base as being very grounded and the point being very ascension or ascending with energy, so you can have a nice flow of energy from the client down and through to the ground for grounding effect. Or I often set an intention to work through the pyramid to draw energy up from Mother Earth and through, is direct that in, and I lay that under the table, generally right under the heart space of the client as they're laying on the table. Spooning, that's just a spoon, so we just use a spoon. You can use that on the bottom of your feet to help ground. If someone's really up in their head a lot, you can use a spoon on the bottom of the feet in different ways for helping to create a grounding effect. So I keep a spoon, kitchen spoon, in the kit. And this tool has a roller on either end. This is a smooth end, and this end is more knurled and rough. And the gemstone there is Aventurine, which tends to work a little bit around sympathy or empathy, compassion, those kinds of ideas. You can think of green often as referencing into the heart chakra. So the tool itself, or the stone itself, has some of those properties to help bring about some calmness or help generate some creativity as well. But with the rolling, if there were a sore spot, you could roll with the smooth side or the rough side. Or if you want to stimulate more wakefulness or creativity, you might maybe working through under the eyes and around the nose might work. Or if you've got a headache, maybe you want to work more around the temples and the power point in the back of the head, or headache points in the back of the head, or neurovascular points on the front of the head. You could do some rolling and work with the rolling tool as well. And what am I missing? Oh, the pendulum is really, the pendulum is kind of a bread and butter in that assessing people's chakras. The pendulum can help me identify where your chakras might be resting or circulating or not circulating during a session, or at the beginning of the session, to know, okay, yeah, the heart chakra is out of balance and you need to spend more time or intentions in and around that, trying to correct or help it. So this is just a wooden pendulum, but if I use the palm of my hand, you might see that pendulum begins to follow the flow of the energy out of your palm. Your palms are very good energy centers. So as you notice, the pendulum is, as I look at that, we'll see how the camera plays that out, but as I look at that, is a circular motion in a clockwise fashion, which is meaning the energy is flowing in the way you'd like to see it flowing. Now you can see things where you might see the pendulum going counterclockwise, or you might actually see it flowing in a pendulum. So those are all information, feedback for me to know going into the session. This is maybe how we need to look at moving or flowing the energy, or encouraging the energy to move or flow in a different way. So there are my tools that I go to and use most often. And so if you're looking forward, or I would be looking forward to, if you're willing to work with me for an energy medicine session or an EFT tapping session, I am available for booking for in-person if you're local. And if not, I can also do online distance sessions as well, just as effective. But if you can meet in person, that's wonderful. There will be links for, you can reach out to me in the description of the video below. And if you like what you're seeing and you want to learn some really fantastic energy medicine exercises, you can always like and subscribe and follow along and get notifications when new videos pop up. And those energy medicine exercises are really fantastic for you in helping to condition your energy to stay strong, to stay vibrant, to stay with you strong all day long. But these are the tools that you might experience or see if you join me for an energy medicine session. Thanks for your time, and I was really happy to share this with you, and I look forward, hopefully, to seeing you sometime soon, maybe in person, on the table, to give you a good energy tune-up. Thanks. Bye for now.